Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have some exciting news to share with you guys. Drum roll. I should edit that out. Yeah, I'm finally getting married. I am going to be having a wedding coming up soon, and it has been stressful, and I just wanted to share some tips with you guys that would make the planning a wedding be a lot easier. I know planning a wedding can be very overwhelming, especially if you do it in a short amount of time, 6 months or less like I did. So before we get right into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, touch that bell over there. It's not that hard, just hit it, press it, so you can grow my channel and control what content goes up on this, as well as, okay, I'm gonna delete that part out. Oh, the first thing when planning a wedding that you have to think about before you do anything is the theme, the colors, the environment you want, just like an overall look in your head. I would not go in just like not knowing what type of wedding I'm looking for. Do I want it to be a country theme? Do I want it to be city, modern, earthy, boho, romantic, like horror, whatever vibe you're feeling for your wedding? Definitely have that in mind, because it'll help you pick what area you want to get married in, what colors you're looking for, like what venue you need, things like that. It'll also help you in picking like what you want to represent with your wedding, as well as like, do you want a simple wedding or something more like complex and thoughtful and poetic, or religious, contemporary, whatever. Those things really matter, because you're doing something symbolic that represents the union, the joining, the binding, whatever type of ceremony you want to do. Having like a theme and like an area that you want to get married in really helps tie that all together. So I'm sure you guys are all wondering, how can I really budget my wedding? There are so many big things that you have to get that like the price really does matter. I mean, unless you a big baller shot caller, but a lot of us aren't, so price does matter. So the first thing I did was I looked at different things that I wanted in my wedding. So I would just suggest Googling different venues, different areas, wedding dresses you're interested in, just looking at all the prices of those things. Look at all the things, like the big things that you need: a DJ, a venue, a wedding dress, food, different things like that, and get the total price. So once you see laid out how much all that stuff costs, including the amount of people that you want to be serving or whatever, like any decorations, just budget it. Just do like a ballpark, like I want to spend this much on decorations, and look at specific types of decorations that you're looking for if you have an idea in mind, and see if the price is going to add up around where your budget is. A lot of the times you want all these things and you see how much it costs and you're like, oh my god, I can't have all these things. And then you have to really look at, do I really need this, or can I find it someplace cheaper? A lot of times you don't need a lot of the stuff for your wedding, because you have to remember, stuff is going to get thrown out. You don't want things to be too much of a distraction from the bride and the groom. You have to remember, things are going to get messed up. A lot of the stuff is just going in the garbage, to be honest, that you're buying. So just remember that when you're purchasing these things. And yes, so once you have the budget that you're looking for in mind, the next thing you would want to do is try to find a place. First, I would plan a year in advance, because a lot of places let you put payments on it until the wedding day. So if you're planning like a year in advance, which is what I should have did, things would be a lot easier because you have more time to pay off stuff. And it's a lot. Once you get to the end of it, you're like, holy, oh my goodness. But yeah, a lot of places will let you pay a year in advance. And also, if you're looking to save money, if you're part of a church or organization, or you've graduated from a college or anything like that, a lot of places will give you like a discounted price. Like, we're gonna pay a photographer, caterers, depending on if you want to go with a local small town caterer where you only have to order food a day in advance, or a different type of caterer where you have to order months in advance. I would keep that in mind and look at like different connections. Call people in the family, say, hey, aren't these relatives photographers? Do you think they could do our wedding for a discounted price? Or don't you know this DJ? Do you think he'll let me pay him by the hour for like a cheaper price? Those things really help, and that's what we did, and we lucked out. We wound up saving like quite a few hundred on the photographer and quite a few hundred on the DJ. So remember, it's definitely financially easier if you plan way in advance for your wedding. When you start booking things, you won't have to worry about, is this day taken? Are we going to be able to have these food? When can we get this cake made? Can I get... Keep in mind that some places do require stuff to be ordered within a week of the date, or within 48 hours of the date. So remember and do your research when you're planning for food and catering and things like that. So next, you want to think about the amount of people that you want. Do you want a lot of people there, or a lot of people you're just inviting to further your connections? Or do you just want somebody very close knit there? Do you only want 10 to 15 people? Do you want 30 people? Do you want 400 people? Because this helps you with the venue and everything. I would say once you pick the venue, you have an idea of how many people you want there. You're going to envision yourself with a big wedding, a small wedding, something in the middle, either or, and that'll help you. And as you're doing this, you'll notice that everything is kind of like leveling out. Like, since you know your budget, you know already how many people you're going to invite. You got your venue in mind, so you know what size wedding you want. So this will help with like everybody you want there. Remember, this is a union between somebody that you love, hopefully, or somebody that you respect and want to grow with and spend the rest of your life with. And these people are going to bear witness to that, and they want to show you love and support, and that's the type of environment you want at your wedding. Most of all, you don't want people that you feel pressured to have there. It's just not worth it. P.S. A lot of people will just be like inviting people on their own accord to your wedding, and you have to remember you have a certain head count. You only have food for that amount of people, and I would double it. Double the food. Don't just have like, oh, there's just enough. Especially if people are going to be serving themselves, I will always double the food, so have a big budget for food. And just make sure people aren't saying, I'm bringing this person and that person and this person and that person, because then you're not going to have enough seats. It might get pretty hectic in there. One of the biggest things I would say is the most important part of planning a wedding is making sure you're constantly communicating with your partner about ideas and what you want and symbolic things that would be important to them to have in the wedding. Like, my fiance is part Haitian, so Haitian Caribbean style food is really important for us at our wedding. Now, if you want burgers and fries at your wedding, have burgers and fries. If you want pizza at your wedding, have pizza at your wedding. It's your wedding. Next, you want to keep track of your orders. And when I mean that, order like your dresses in advance, because I tried on like, I'm serious, I tried on like 50 dresses, literally. I tried on like almost every dress. I went to 2 stores, tried on every dress in one store in my size that I could find, because I had like a mental breakdown. I wasn't finding the dress that I wanted in my price, so I said, let me forget everything I said I wanted and just try on stuff and see what I like. and then that didn't work in that store, so I did it again in another store. I went to a local store, and then I realized their dresses were out of my price range. Even though I told her my price range, she kept giving me dresses that weren't in my price range with a very, very, very short amount of time to pay for them. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna come here. I would have went there if they would have gave me a longer pay period for the dress. So I went to David's Bridal instead and found my dress for a very affordable price. You guys, my dress was, I think, $500, and they give you like 3 months to pay for it, around there. Yeah, I bought my dress in February and finished paying for it at the end of March, so that was really good. And I didn't spend like weeks and weeks looking for my dress. I only spent like 2 days. I wasn't about to have it. And then we got the bridesmaids dresses. So this is important as well, depending on where you get your dress. Some people just get cute little dresses off websites. Some people go into the store like I did. I did my dresses at David Bridals. So the color that we wanted, it wasn't in season, so they needed like 16 weeks to prepare and order it. So make sure that the color that you want is in season, that you guys have enough time to get the dresses, and that you have enough time to get the dresses altered if you need to. That's a big thing, because especially if you're going to be doing this with different people, be aware that you need to be within a budget for them that they can afford as well. You know, you want people to be their bridesmaids, but you don't want to make things, I don't think it's fair to make things unaffordable for people. Don't have them in your wedding if you know they can't afford certain things, or be courteous enough to keep things in their budget. So like dresses that were in their budget, I made sure they could do certain things with their accessories. I said I would like this color for the bridesmaids dresses, but pick stuff to your body type. I didn't want everybody wearing the same dress. I wanted them to feel comfortable in their dress. So each bridesmaid got a day. Each one, I have 4, got a day to go try on what they want, as much time as they need, and then they just went on from there. So we cut it pretty close. We almost ran out of time. A lot of styles we couldn't get because there just wasn't enough time to order them in the color, because they had to be made from scratch. But if you're ordering like online, I would still order things early, because what if it doesn't fit, or you want to exchange it for a different color, or different things like that. And online, some shipping places may take 2 to 3 weeks, so you got to think you're going to be returning and replacing and doing all that stuff. And that shipping, it costs money to ship stuff back and to ship stuff to you, and you need enough time to do that. Other ways to save money on a wedding when you're looking for different decorations, go to like Amazon or DIY stores. I went to DIY stores first, like Hobby Lobby and Party City and Joanna's, and I looked at things I was interested in and took pictures of different flowers and accessories that I wanted for the table, and then I went on Amazon and I found them a lot cheaper. So, and I also screenshotted some stuff online, because you need to see, are you going to do round tables, are you going to do square tables, rectangle tables, because the setting's going to be a lot different. Some stuff, it's not going to be a lot of room. Some tables, there are going to be a lot of room, depending on the size and the shape. So you need to know how much you could put on the table without it being overwhelming to the eye and distracting. You don't want small decorations. The theme of my wedding is very like boho, simple, romantic, very earthy. So we're going to be doing like mason jars and candles and little flowers and tissue paper flowers and things like that, which I felt was more affordable, because I didn't know what I was going to do. I was thinking about doing vines and flowers along the tables, but then I was like, it was too expensive and I didn't know what to do with them after. So I was like, I don't want to pay all this money for something I'm going to throw in the garbage. I want to put money on stuff I want to keep. So we're going to be doing like lace and silk tablecloths. We're going to be doing tissue paper flowers, mason jars with candles in them. So I want everything to be very simple and romantic. And last advice that I have is actually go out and see things, because you have an idea in your head, but when you actually go and see things and feel like the fabrics and the quality of things, it's a lot different. It's not what you expected. Especially like me, I'm very detail oriented, so it's the little things down to the napkins and the texture designs on the forks and the plates and stuff like that that I look at, and I really want to get my money for my buck, and it all means something to me, and I have to see it to see what it'll actually look like. Because sometimes you think you can do a lot when really you could do a little with the space that you have, or the decorations. You don't want the decorations to be too overwhelming and it takes away from everything. So I would go out and look at the space, measure the space, see how much you want to fill the space, how much open room you need, things like that. I also wanted to share some feelings that I have about my wedding. A lot of people ask me if I'm nervous. I'm not really nervous because I've been with my significant other for about 6 years now, and we have a kid and we live together, so I'm not nervous. I'm more nervous about us like moving state and leaving home and all the unexpected things, but like I'm really excited to share that with my partner. The one thing that I've really been disappointed about was my weight. I've lost about 20 pounds, and I'm gonna do a video on my weight loss journey, but I feel like I should have lost a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. I'm trying to come to terms. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see my family get together. I really just want it to be over by the end of it. It's like pregnancy. You do all this stuff to build up, and there's all these unexpected things and happy moments and stuff like that, and you're doing stuff like every week, every month there's something new, but by the end of it you're kind of tired of it, you're over it, all the unwanted opinions, people telling you what you need to do, and this and that and that and this, and we're getting closer and closer to the wedding day, and I can't wait. But yeah, that is it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I didn't want to do anything too extreme because, you know, to each his or her own. I just wanted to give some quick, easy advice about planning a wedding. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment about some different advices or things that you went through in your wedding, or things that you wish you would have known down below. I would love to see them. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss out on any future videos. Bye!